Contaminants can be broken down into these three categories. So we have biological hazards. Those are naturally occurring things like bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungus. And then chemical. So let's say that we spill some bleach in some soup. That would be a chemical contaminant within our food. And then some physical hazards are bones from fish that we're not supposed to eat in our food, putting a cherry pit into the food that you're not supposed to eat, as well as things that aren't food related. So if you're opening a can and some of the metal shavings get into the food, or your Band-Aid comes off into the food, those are physical things that are physically within the food. So it makes sense why they're called these things, and these are important to know, these three different hazards. So biological, chemical, and physical. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the number one reason food becomes unsafe and we have those illnesses is because people don't have very good hygiene. Maybe they don't wash their hands, they don't wash their hair, they're wearing dirty clothes. That is basically the number one reason why we even have these happen to everybody. And it's pretty gross. All right, this is a really important vocabulary word or phrase that I want you to write down as well. Cross-contamination. That's when you have one surface or food that is contaminated, and then somehow that contamination gets to another surface. So let's say I'm cutting up chicken, and this chicken has salmonella on it. And then I don't wash my hands, and I start tossing a salad with my hands. So that salmonella is now in this salad. That's cross-contamination. Okay? Time temperature abuse. This is an important one to know as well. Basically, this just means that you're not cooling food fast enough, or you're not heating your food to the right temperature to make it where it's free of pathogens. And pathogens are just all of those bacteria, viruses, that kind of thing. So let's say that I really want to make chicken salad sandwich tonight, and I take my chicken out of the refrigerator. So it's maybe at 40 degrees. I take it out of the refrigerator and I put it on the counter all day long. And so now this chicken is about 70 degrees because that's the temperature in the house. And I let it sit there all day, maybe 8 hours. That is way too long to leave that out on the counter because pathogens, bacteria, love that temperature between 41 degrees, 45, 41, somewhere in there, to 135. And they grow really well in those conditions. Okay, and then another one is just not cleaning correctly. And that does happen quite a bit. All right. The most important way to keep food safe is by washing your hands. A lot of people don't do this correctly. And I think because of everything going on in the world, you've probably heard a lot of different ways on how to wash your hands. And we are going to go into that and talk a little bit more about it. You will have to wash your hands quite a bit when you're cooking because we do not want to cross-contaminate. We don't want to make anybody sick.